But never mind all that. We're going to be getting into the next game here. Got Yo spawning here. Oh boy, we've got a classic. Spawning as the red Mayans in the southeast of the map. His opponent will be MBL spawning as the blue Goths in the northwest of the map. So here we have it, everybody. It's the famous matchup. It's Mayans versus Goths. If you are for some reason unaware, this matchup is famous because it's considered to be the single worst matchup in the game, in that Mayans really have nothing to deal with Huskarls and champion spam from the Goths. And, you know, that's certainly true to some degree. But Mayans are going to have a very significant advantage in the early game due to their much stronger economy. So we'll see if Mr. Yo can make something happen here. Of course, he did win the last game. Aztec, Mayans on Arabia, Spanish on Arena, and other Meso for Gold Rush. That sounds fine to me. But, let's see. Let's take a look at these players' maps here. Definitely a greener Arabia than the last one. Nice wood line here for MBL. He does, however, have a very forward and open gold. Does have a backstone, which is nice. Other than that, I think a fairly generic, fairly wallable map for MBL. So, you know, it's an okay map, not an amazing map. Meanwhile, Yo has a nice back wood line. Gold kind of open, but not too bad. Has some nice trees at the front of his base to help ward off MBL's forces for the time being. But I think in general, this is a very open side of the map for Mr. Yo. Like, this whole area is so hard to wall. Though with that said, Yo can very easily lure these deer. And Mayans are going to benefit from extra deer lure more than any other civ, except for the Mongols, of course, because you get all that extra food. Scout's going to take a bit of damage, but nothing too extreme. But yes, Mayans versus Goths. We'll see if this is a YouTube-worthy game, either demonstrating why this matchup is awful or why this matchup is overrated, in that the Mayans are totally fine versus the Goths. Gonna be a bit of laming coming in here from MBL. Who would have thought? However, Yo does have loom because, well, Mayans, they don't start with free loom, but since you start housed, you just end up getting loom as soon as the game starts. So you really are, you know, you effectively start with free loom. Cav civs are better for NPL tourneys because players don't have as good of micro, and cavalry don't really need that much micro. Yo throwing down a barracks. This does indicate to me that he will be going for men-at-arms. This is a barrack, like, he wouldn't be throwing down a barracks this early if he was going for straight archers. So I think that, men-at-arms rush into either archers or eagles is going to be on the cards for Yo. Meanwhile, it's a bit of a scuffle, but likely going to be the same thing from MBL, who is also gathering gold. Looks like the eagle will be forced away. 22 pop clicking up for MBL. Yo going for... Is that a drush? Yes, Yo is actually going for a drush, interestingly. This is the most common strategy we saw from the Mayans in AOC. They'd just go for a drush fast castle into plumes if they could get away with it. But this map is really open in a lot of areas for Yo. So I'm definitely a little worried for him. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, I feel, for Yo in the late feudal age for him to hang on. Meanwhile, we do see these 3 militia created for MBL in the Dark Age. The change I suggested for the Goths to buff them a little bit is to make their infantry discount apply in the Dark Age. Because if they had the infantry count, like, you want to make the militia in the Dark Age for either a drush or for men-at-arms in the feudal age. But the Goth player is incentivized to wait till the feudal age to start making militia so they can get the discount. But, you know, their infantry in the Dark Age is completely generic, other than, I guess, producing a little bit faster. That was already a, less than ideal fight for MBL. But if they started with the infantry discount in the Dark Age, you could go for a 3 militia drush, I believe without having to gather any gold. What's effective? Not effective against Ornlu? A trush? Oh, a castle drop. Didn't you try to castle drop me in one game, Chuka Noob, and I just killed it? I don't remember. But yeah, we have Yo taking from this deer. You do want to send 4 villagers to the deer if you are Mayans, just because the resources last longer. Berbers would be good on Arabia, Huns would be good on Arabia. Huns are actually probably going to be your best bet all around, since they'll never get housed. But yeah, Berbers are going to be really good. But here comes MBL with his couple of men-at-arms. Looks like the militia of Yo just kind of stood around. They didn't really go in and started to attack MBL, and I think this is a bit of a mistake. Well, I guess now they're going to be men-at-arms, but to what end? You need to make use of them. MBL's walled his gold line here. It's going to take a while for them to get to the wood line, and meanwhile, we already have a bit of harassment coming in from MBL. Oh, yeah. Rip that game for you, man. You never want to castle drop a better player than you. I feel like that's just always a bad idea. Yes, Hun's Knights are fantastic. Stables producing 20% faster means you can pump out more Knights than your opponent. But here come the men-at-arms for Mr. Yo. MBL definitely caught unaware. There's obviously a hole right here, and that's going to be 1 dead villager. 1 dead archer, for what it's worth. Though Mr. Yo is still able to gather from these deer, gonna help him in his Castle Age endeavors. Though it looks like he actually won't be going for a fast Castle Age, just going for double range. Men-at-arms running in at a pretty goofy angle, taking a ton of TC fire. Both of these guys are at very little health. No reason for MBL to be worried, in my opinion. Hey, it's a sheep. Congratulations. But now that we see these villagers going out to the stone, I will indicate that MBL is going indeed for a castle drop into Huskarls, knowing that the Mayans really don't have a great answer to Huskarls. More archers on the way. MBL not gathering any gold. What is he up to? Putting down a tower on the stone. I assume he's just going to put down a tower on the stone, put a tower on probably a wood line here, probably maybe even another tower there, and just click to the Castle Age as soon as he can. That would be what I would do. How about that training session? Thursday? Yeah, we'll see, Van. We'll see. I'm streaming on Thursday, so... yeah. We'll see. Here comes some more men-at-arms from MBL. These were just the ones he made at his base earlier. But now that we have archers with fletching out for Mr. Yo, these men-at-arms are really going to struggle to find any sort of damage. I guess there's a few villagers here. I don't think any will die, though. No, Vand needs actual training. He doesn't need to play mega random versus 250 population Britons. You know, trying to find as many angles as he can. I guess it's going to take 2 towers to defend this gold line, but with 2 towers up, Yo won't really be able to do anything. Right now, Yo has a significant score advantage over MBL, and I guess he's 1 villager ahead because he's Mayans. But it doesn't really tell the whole story, because MBL isn't really trying to get much of an army out right now. He's just trying to hang on to the castle age, because he knows he wins in the late game. Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that it was a total, you know, smash every game, but I would say Tyrant looked convincing. Tyrant looked like they knew exactly what they were going to do, and I think all of AM underperformed to what they could. I think Leary underperformed, I think Hart... Like, Leary kind of underperformed across the board from what he's capable of. Hart had moments where he looked amazing, and then he had moments where he just totally, like, tanked for no reason. And then MBL was just kind of, I think, there. And for Tyrant, I think Doubt and Viper just put on a masterclass in how to play at top level in situations where it counts. Yeah, Leary just spams Fortnite like a total pleb. And I honestly think that's really disappointing. Leary's definitely one of the, you know, the best young talents for this game. Same with Nikov, but they seem to get distracted by other games all the time. You know, you'd think that, like, a huge prize pool would be motivation enough, but I guess it's not. There's the Market Blacksmith, MBL clicking up to the Castle Age. Yo, already over halfway there himself. Random scout attacking a house. This is a really weird tower for Mr. Yo. I'm not really sure why he tried it. It doesn't deny the gold. He's not ever going to be able to get a tower any closer to the gold because of these 2 towers. This tower is, I guess, alright from... Yo, it forces MBL to expend more and more stone on defensive watchtowers that he wants to be using to save up for a castle. But I'm not really sure it's going to be that big of a deal when all is said and done. So Crossbow and Bodkin coming in for Mr. Yo here. And nothing, you know, crazy. Just trying to check for more town centers or anything. Not any just yet. Another defensive tower has to be put for MBL right now. And this is really the struggle for Goths in this matchup, is that the Mayans are just able to attack them from every single angle in the early game. And it's not really until the Huskarl train is up and running that Goths really feel like they have a chance. But of course, once you get that, you know, machine up and running, it's really hard for the Mayans to deal with it. It's such a polarizing matchup. But now we have the resources required for a castle, and it's going to be coming down right here, as you might expect. There is a battering ram already out here for Yo. I don't think it's going to do anything, though. You know, the crossbowman can come in, but I don't think this castle's going to be denied. I think it's very unlikely. Men-at-Arms trying to work down this house, and this house is almost dead. So jelly. Oh no! MBL losing a villager there to a Mangonel, and with the Mangonel out, this castle's looking more and more like a pipe dream. Ooh, the battering ram is going to be taken down, though. I don't know what that positioning was. But still, we have nothing for MBL to defend against this army from Mr. Yo. Yeah, Austria is a very rich country. And it's not like Slovakia is a particularly poor country. Plop. Huge Mangonel hit there from MBL onto those crossbowmen. Looks to be 1-for-1 there. Just every single second that passes, this castle is getting closer and closer to being completed. Hey DeSantiago, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, but to my understanding, Slovakia didn't nearly elect a Nazi as president / prime minister, whatever the title is. So, you know, you got that going for you, Granis. You're Austrian, bam! Is Lyria like your national hero, then? Oh, he deleted the castle! Wow, that's huge. That's gonna a ton of stone wasted there for MBL, but he's gonna get this castle up in a much safer location. Now you have a forward castle coming down for Yo. He is wanting to apply as much pressure as possible, and if this castle comes up, it's gonna be really hard for MBL to start gathering from the gold. Wait, does it range the gold at all? Good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it doesn't actually hit the gold, so long as the gold miners are, you know, gathering from this angle. Yeah, it was definitely an underperformance for sure. You need to, you know, yell at Leary to stop playing Fortnite. He's supposed to be better than, you know, the average teenager. It's honestly untrue about Mr. Boyish Austrian leader. I don't know. I only saw the John Oliver clip or whatever of him. Town Center coming down here from MBL. We know that MBL is a very defensively oriented player. Likes to boom, likes to get those TCs up and running. Meanwhile, we see Yo on 2, 3, I can count. And Yo actually does have a pretty significant villager lead at this point, about 20. Now we have those plumed archers coming out from Yo. It's going to be really good at raiding MBL's exposed economy, as the Goths obviously have the worst defenses in the game. Spreading non-stereotypes and information. I've said it before on stream, but a few years ago, my parents took me and my girlfriend to see him doing stand-up live in downtown Chicago for New Year's. It was really fun. He's very good stand-up in person. With arson, that market is going to fall very quickly. Ooh, nice mangonel shot there from Yo. But the thing is, honestly, just take this engagement if you're MBL. No reason not to. We have Anarchy coming in on the way, and despite Yo having a pretty sizable advantage right now, things are looking pretty grim for him, just because as this game goes on, it's going to be harder and harder to deal with the Huskarls. Right now, they just ate those mangonel shots like a boss. Cubs or White Sox? White Sox. Easy. Every day. Sox, Orioles, and Nationals for me. White Sox, not Red Sox. Another castle coming down here from Mr. Yo, trying to deny all of this barracks production. But now that anarchy is completed, the Huskarl spam is just going to be so hard to deal with for the Mayan player. Let's see. Obviously, MBL is going to be miles from Imperial because Huskarls cost plenty of food and gold to make. But Yo really isn't that much closer. Still has plenty of ways to go. More and more Huskarls are streaming in to MBL's base, and this is a very exposed woodline. And until this castle completes, his entire economy is effectively exposed. It's going to be harder and harder to hang on, I think, if you're Mr. Yo. Villagers trying to get this castle up, but this is going to allow MBL to kill plenty of villagers in the meantime. Try and help even up that villager count. We still see a good 11 lead here for Yo. Infantry should be 50% cheaper. I think that just kind of makes them even stronger where they're already strong. I don't know. I like the idea of giving them the infantry discount in the Dark Age. Gnats. Oh yeah, they suck. They're pretty bad. Looks like Yo tried to lame the gold, but then ended up taking the gold. That's funny. That's always funny. Right now, MBL has like a 2-to-1 KD and has totally evened up the villager count, has now taken the score lead. And really, it's just... I don't want to say there's no hope in sight for Yo, but it really seems like there's no hope in sight for Yo. Time for Mayan two-handed swordsmen. Yeah, Mayan two-handed swordsmen are not that great. Yo's trying to get as best a wall off as he can, but it looks like this segment... Yeah, this segment was never started, and that's going to be more and more dead villagers for Yo. And he is now feeling the wrath of the Goth player, who's just, you know, had to spend the entire early game just sitting back, just taking a pounding from the Mayan aggression. But now that he's got his Huskarl train rolling, it's not going to be easy to stop. Hey Panth, welcome back to the stream. I don't care if you're AFK. How much bonus damage do Huskarls do against buildings with all of the bonuses in Arson? They get +1 from their... Oh, that's Mayans. Whoops. They get +1 from being Goths, +2 from Arson, and then just being a Huskarl, you get, I guess, +3. So you get +6 bonus damage against buildings? That's insane. Looks like one conversion will get off, but, you know, converting Huskarls only really works if they're in very small numbers, and these are not small numbers of Huskarls. These are 42 Huskarls right now for MBL. Hey Scorpio. I think you've been to the stream before, so welcome back. Or maybe I'm just crazy and you're new, so welcome. Yeah, more and more Huskarls starting to flood into the base of Yo. Ooh, these two guys down here can get plenty of villager kills. You know, Yo is at a fairly healthy villager count still, but to what end? He's clicked up to the Imperial Age, definitely way ahead of MBL in that, who's going all in Castle Age. Ooh, nice quick wall there. Nice quick wall. They're gonna deny these Huskarls, make them take the long way around. But really, these Huskarls are just going to right-click on the castle and kill the castle. Yo doesn't have murder holes. These guys do +7 bonus damage to buildings. Like, come on! MBL, click on the castle. Show you're a man! But wow, another castle on the way here for Yo. He is just dropping castles faster than I drop my mixtapes or something. Yeah. Ornlu humor. Also gotta, you know, just like doubled in viewer count, so welcome everyone who's tuning in. Just casting some 1v1s right now. Mayans versus Goths, the classic. Yo is feeling the hurt right now. Town center going to be torched. More and more dead villagers here for Yo. That wasn't his imp TC, was it? Oh my god, that was his imp TC. Everybody, Yo just got his imp denied. Oh no! And MBL knew it too. He was just going straight for the town centers. He realized that Yo probably was on his way to the Imperial Age and just, you know, clicked the town centers to deny it, and that is going to be successful. This is such a disaster for Mr. Yo right now. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Now he just clicked to the Imperial Age again from this town center, but it's not exactly in the safest position. Yo now getting murder holes, and honestly, that's not a bad idea at this point. Wait, MBL, how many villagers did you lose here? That's so many dead bodies. I mean, still, MBL is a good 30 villagers ahead of his opponent, but that's pretty sloppy. Apparently Goths are fine the way fine the way they are. No, I still think they need a buff in the early game, but this is obviously like the best possible matchup for the Goths. At least, you know, post like early to mid castle age. Yo now getting ballistics. Another castle on the way for him. Another one. It's gonna be his 6th castle. You only see one here for MBL, but that's really all he needs. Just to get Research Anarchy, and then he's good. MBL is still pretty low in resources, though, and really still very far from the Imperial Age. And I believe that elite plumed archers will deal 2 damage to Castle Age Huskarls. Someone in chat can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Another TC coming down here from MBL. He really is pretty starved for gold at this point. This was his only real gold income, as this was denied by the castles. So MBL is definitely hurting for some gold income. Ooh, Plumed Archer's coming in at an excellent time here for Yo. And he has hit the Imperial Age. He did it, everybody! And Yo is just, you know, doing everything he can to stay in this game, but MBL found a TC. He is going to click the TC, and these Huskarls are not going to be having any of this TC's existing shenanigans. Oh, it's +2? So, do they deal 3 total damage? Blue needs a few Trebs now, and some Rams would be nice. Well, Trebs are going to be hard to make if you're in the Castle Age, and are nowhere near the Imperial Age, and you have no gold income. Another castle from Yo. This guy's got so many castles. Castles for days. You know, he's rebuilt this town center. Oh, we have MBL trying to take this gold. He has a farming community in the back of Yo's base, because why not? Yo's getting all of those necessary upgrades. Getting chemistry, getting ring archer armor. The only thing he will be lacking at this point is the elite upgrade. And the elite upgrade doesn't cost any gold, so it's a bit easier to afford. Yeah, these rams aren't going to do anything useful. And MBL, this is you know, potential, I guess, to swing back. Like right now, MBL just has no gold income. This one plumed archer is going to deny all these villagers. It's just, you know, the concern is, if you are a Mr. Yo fan, at some point you will have to face this very terrifying massive Huskarls. And what are you going to do at that point if you are Mr. Yo? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Yo's trying, man. He is doing everything in his power to come back in this game. He has the score lead right now, and a pretty decisive one, too. I mean, not that that tells the whole story, but... There are Mr. Yo fans? Of course there are Mr. Yo fans! He's one of the most popular players ever. I mean, this town center is going to be denied, and no gold, no gold, more no gold. And really, at this point, I think MBL just needs to click to the Imperial Age. You just need to sell resources and click to Imp, man. You really need to start getting some trebs out or something. Here come more Huskarls. Ooh, Trebuchet spawning at an incredibly unfortunate time for Yo there. That is just a really unfortunate time. The Trebuchet was like, "Alright guys, I have been constructed. I am ready to destroy enemy fortifications. I will now leave the castle," and then instantly just gets surrounded by Huskarls and is killed. This castle looks like it's going to stay up. The villagers coming in to repair. There are tons of elite plumed archers here for the defense. And yeah, I think these guys are actually dealing 3 damage? I think? It's hard to tell. No, it's 2 damage. And wow, MBL calling the GG! Yo, making it happen. This is definitely a YouTube level game. Mayans taking out the Goths in the late game after the Goths got the Huskarl mass going. Really nice play there from Mr. Yo. Knowing that, well, Huskarls are scary, but if you don't have gold, you can't make Huskarls. Nine attack +2 versus 8 armor. But how did the Huskarl have 4 HP?
Yeah.
Maybe it was like from the castle or something. No, that voice is the Kermit is my Kermit the Frog voice. But yeah, obviously Yo having the better KD, and this is the story of the game right there. Gold income, about 5,000 in favor of MBL. Also the stone income. Look at that stone differential. MBL throwing down 7 castles that game. Oh, also taking 2 relics. That's always nice.